It's your boy Conserviz34, and today is June 22nd, 2019. About to get ready to go down in a couple hours to Hartford, Connecticut to see another Dave Matthews Band show. But before I do that, I gotta give a review of last night's show. It was the Dave Matthews Band show in Mansfield, Massachusetts, the first show that technically takes place in summer during this summer tour. So let's get it started. So to get things started, I just want to give my perspective of how often I've gone to shows here in New England to see the Dave Matthews Band since 2012. Now, Xfinity Center in Mansfield, I've been to nearly every show since June 15th of 2013, which was a really great show. The next day, June 16th, 2013, Victor Wooten guest, I don't go to that show. But every other show from June 2013 to present day, June 2019, I was at. The Lovely Ladies in 14, 15, we got some special songs like Raven and the Stone in the acoustic set. 16, we got My First Sugar Will Ever and some other great, what was at the time, unreleased songs. And then you flash forward to 18 and now 19. So I am someone who's been to this current era of the band's shows since 2013 at this venue. So that's where I'm going to give my perspective on how I think of this show compared to what I'm usually used to in this venue in beautiful New England. This show was definitely different. There were some surprises, and then there were some times where I was confused about the flow of the show. So with that said, I want to give a play-by-play walkthrough of this show. So the first song, That Girl Is You, it's alright, but not my favorite song from the new album. So they play that, all right, cool, everyone's happy, you're happy. One Sweet World comes through, and then we start. That, to me, that's the start of it. Summer solstice, longest day of the year, and One Sweet World, okay, we're getting popping. Crush is next. Crush was amazing. It was just awesome. It was, Tim has his new guitar, which I still need to do research on to see what it is, but it sounded great in his solo. This is a song that the band does well in its current formation. Then we get to Bayou. Bayou to me was good. I will never doubt the energy. The full show from beginning to end had energy from the band, had passion from the band, had heart from the band. But Bayou to me, it's okay in the lyrics and all that. And I was singing, I was dancing, all that stuff. The best part of Bayou is the end, where it's the breakdown. Dun, 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 dun. Really, that's all I need to hear. All I need to hear is the Such a Shame part and the breakdown. So it was good, but the whole lyrics, the verses and stuff, I don't need. That's just being honest. Next, Do You Remember? One of the best sounding songs from this show there, and also listening back on the SiriusXM stream. Pretty cool song. Still feeling it out. Sometimes I really like it, sometimes I don't, but really well played. Then we get to Pig. We get to Pig, and this is a big focal point of the set list. So I want to break this down and kind of explain what I think of this song and some of the things that happened in Pig. So here's what happened in Pig. Okay, towards the end, Dave finishes off the Don't Burn a Day Away, and there's a final verse, and he says, "Look, here are we." Those are exact lyrics for that final beginning of the final verse. Carter hits the snares and the cymbals, and that's not supposed to come just yet. After that verse, the Come Sister My Brother comes, and that's when he's supposed to hit the snare and cymbals. And I'm only pointing this out to just make a point that these guys are professionals, and rarely does Carter make mistakes, even in his 60s, and they made a mistake. But what I liked about this is this band recovered from the mistake. They fumbled a couple lyrics, but they got back into a flow and they finished the darn song, which is incredibly hard to do no matter what level of music you're at. But these guys showed the professionalism and skill sets they have. Now, I just want to point out, this is what I love about the Dave Matthews Band. Contrary to what people think that I criticize every last thing about the band, I would rather hear them play a Pig, which is a more rarer song now, and make a mistake than play it safe. I loved how they overcame this. It was weird to listen back to it and see it, and I'm like, I feel bad. Like, no, Carter, no, I feel bad. Like I could feel his pain, and I'm sure you felt bad. And Carter, if you're watching this, play this song, make as many mistakes as you want, because you're pretty much one of the best drummers I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen Neil Peart and a couple other great drummers. But it just goes, what I like about this moment is in the flaws, in the mistakes, you still see beauty. And this is a song about not burning the day away and bad times happen. And this was a bad transition, but the band is best when they're improving, when they're trying to recover from a struggle. And some of the best songwriting of Dave Matthews himself came from his pain. And I don't take that for granted. That his pains and his hurt and his tragedies and losses have made the best stuff. But I just want to reiterate, this is just more of a side block to people that say, oh, you're so critical. And yes, I am very critical of the Dave Matthews Band. But I love situations like this. When they're vulnerable, when they are flawed, their best music is incomplete, okay? Their best music, a lot of it was unreleased. Their best Gray Streets and their best JTRs and their best Sugar Wills are when improv lyrics take place. The best Shotguns are improv lyrics, okay? So I just want to make it clear that while I'm pointing out this mistake, while I tried to share this with other people on social media, I thought this was one of the best parts of the show, if not the best part, as far as Pig being played. So I just want to make that clear with Pig. I am not trying to down the band or say, oh, Carter, you made a mistake. I'm trying to point out they made a mistake and they overcame it. And even with the mistake, this band is amazing, and Pig was one of the highlights of this show. So that's all I got to say about Pig. Let's keep it moving. Next up, we have Stand Up. And, it's cool. Again, high energy. I could go without it. Crashing to me, I'll say this about Crashing to me, as much as it kind of makes my eyes roll that, because everyone's like, oh, it's the most popular D&B song almost in pop culture. It's great that you can hear Dave's guitar on this song. They turned Dave up and they let Dave shine in this because this is his song. It's Dave Matthews Band, but this is where his guitar shines. So I love how they had Crashing to me with him turned up. We get to Sledgehammer after that, and some people hate Sledgehammer. I love Sledgehammer. Now, it's getting played, and some people are saying, all right, it's played too much as a cover. I think it's great, and Dave's having fun. He's singing, he's dancing. Pretty great song to have. And then we get to the mid-set Sister, risk-taking by the band again, and beautiful song, right? Written about his sister. He lost his sister tragically. And beautiful attempt. To me, just from looking at it objectively, I thought that, I was like, it's cool, but to me, it just didn't hit as well as what maybe other people thought it hit. Like some people loved it, and some people, that's their song. You lost a family, you lost a loved one, that's your song. And I'm not gonna knock that, but to me, the mid-set Sister just it didn't have the Here on Out vibes. Here on Out mid-set, and some people hate that too. I know some of my fellow D&B friends hate Here on Out mid-set. But I love Here on Out. So it didn't, to me, it just didn't hit as much as I thought it would be, mixing it up. But kudos to the band for trying to do something different. Next, we have Seek Up. Seek Up is a song that was just done really well last night. We have Rashawn with a little trumpet solo that really turned up the band, and they really extended it a little longer than they I think they expected to. And it led to some set list problems where they had to cut songs. But Seek Up was a really another highlight that we have. And then after that, we have Can't Stop. That's when I went to the bathroom. First time I heard Can't Stop, I was in love with it. To me, the replay value of Can't Stop just isn't there. But it's a funky song, and people dance to it. And, in the show itself, a pretty cool moment. But that's when I decided to go to the bathroom. And I'm glad I went to the bathroom and came back, because here we go. This is probably 1A of my favorite moment of the show. Sugar Will is played. Beautiful song. And again, what I like about this song, when you have Tim Reynolds on electric guitar, the song is made better. There's some songs that Tim plays electric guitar on and he takes away from Dave. But this is a song where Tim Reynolds on guitar, just like Crush, he has that nice tone and jamming. This song is awesome. And I'm very blessed and fortunate that I got to hear it twice. One other time in 2016 at this same venue, and then also last night. This was, to me, was just the best full over song that I heard last night, even though I love Pig, and I think that Pig was, again, they're really tied or really close. But Sugar Will, I yelled. I was like, at the beginning, and I was quiet so I didn't look like I was crazy. I was like, yeah, Sugar Will, let's go. And no one else was like, what? Sugar, huh? Sugar Daddy? What? But anyway, I loved Sugar Will. Then we get to Don't Drink the Water. You guys know how I feel about it. Too loud, too fast. But energy of the band still there. I can't take away from that. Grace is gone. Beautifully done. Tim on his electric slide. Awesome. Then we get to Ants Marching. And again, a good performance of it. Very like set in their ways on this, but it brought the crowd down. But one thing I'll say about the new Ants Marching is this is where when I compare Pig to this, I like the more Pig make a mistake version of stuff, trying to mix it up versus the generic Ants Marching. We're gonna play this every time like this, and they do mix them the drums, a little bit mixed up. But Ants Marching has become too much of a choreographed jam, a great jam, but too choreographed. I would love to see them mix it up a little more, but again, it's well done for what it is. So they end on that, and this is where I'm thrown off. Okay. During the show, this is where I'm thrown off because they end on Ants Marching. They go off stage. I'm like, we're only 16 songs in. I look at my clock. It's like, or look at my phone, not my clock. But I look at my phone and it's around 10:30. I'm like, what? Like, already? So then this is where, and this is the part where some people like it, some people hate it. This is the part that really just kind of made me a little less excited. I still had a great time at the show, and I still enjoyed the last song, Gray Street. But this is where I'm like, what in the world is going on? So Ants Marching ends, no Big Whiskey played before the encore. Well, that changed during the encore. So they start off with Why I Am, a great tribute to Leroy, okay, R.I.P. Leroy Moore. But I'm like, Why I Am, like in the encore? Oh, okay, well, yeah, but all right, let's see what's next. They play You and Me next. And again, people get married to a beautiful song. I'm not, again, if that's your thing, hey, that's your thing. You and Me in the encore to me is you and me, you wasted my time. Like, I just was like, what? But again, in mid-set, I don't mind it. Okay? Not my favorite song, but in Mohegan, I thought it was really well done. Just the way it sounded and was blended together in Mohegan was amazing. And every night, the boys are going to have different vibes, different ideas, and it doesn't always work. This didn't work for me. You and Me in the encore, nah. Yeah, just leave it in Mansfield. And then we get to Gray Street, and I love Gray Street. I prefer the older version, but I still like the newer version. I recorded it. It's up on my YouTube page right now. But, a really cool song to end on. But the encore and the fact that we ended, the encore just felt weird to me. To be honest, it felt really weird, and it just felt like I was, what is going on? I was so confused. Now, we look back at this show, right? We look back at the show, and here is the thing. I'm going to break down right now what the end of the set list looked like on the paper that all the band had, and kind of break down how this curfew played a big part in how this show maybe ended weird. So I found a set list from a fan who posted what it was actually on stage, and everything up to Can't Stop is on point. So if you look at the set list last night, everything up to Can't Stop went as planned. Now, after that, You Might Die Trying was supposed to be played. That song is never played for the show. Sugar Will is played as planned. Don't Drink the Water and Grace Is Gone are played as planned as part of the regular set. Now, Why I Am and Funny the Way It Is were the last two songs set to be played for the regular set. Why I Am is moved to the encore. Funny the Way It Is not played. And after Grace Is Gone, we get an Ants Marching. They close out the main set. Then what they do is they take Why I Am, like I said, first song of the encore. You and Me was in the encore as planned. And then the last line on the set list has Gray Street and then a slash Jimmy Thing. And they decide not to play Jimmy Thing, and they play Gray Street. And these decisions at the end of the show, to me, were made because there is a curfew for 11 p.m. at Mansfield. So they decided to say, hey, we are at 10:30 as we end Ants. We're going to just cut the show at 16 for the regular set. Then we're going to go out for a 3-song encore. Well, you can't play Jimmy Thing. Well, they can. They can play it for 8 minutes, but they really don't. They have it as more of an experience that's longer, closer to 20 minutes. So they decide, we're not playing Jimmy Thing. We're going to do the Why I Am, You and Me, Gray Street ending. And that's really how you get why the end of the show was confusing and why it was just a little bit of chaos in the fact you're like, why are these songs in these places? So looking back at this, recapping everything about Mansfield, the curfew was a thing that was a big factor of why this show was confusing at the end for me. The band took risks, and a lot of those risks were great. Pig, big risk, made a mistake, was beautiful. Sugar Will, awesome. Having a extended seek up and having a crush that was really on point, awesome. What didn't land well for me was the sister. That was a risk that to me didn't do well. And then the encore was just a train wreck until Gray Street. But with that said, I want the band to take risks. My favorite Dave Matthews band is the band that takes risks, like they did in the St. Paul show for the Super Bowl, like they've done having unreleased songs that we've seen be more better, more complete than the completed songs that they have. You look at stuff like Sugar Will, and you look at Shotgun, and you look at Crazy Easy. These are songs I'll put up with any regular, complete, polished version of a song. I'll take an older Gray Street, an incomplete Gray Street, or incomplete Raven over the completed Ravens. They sounded better live when they were incomplete. So I don't want to take anything away from the band's risk taking. I want them to take more risks. I think that this show, when I look back at it, I had a great time. But there were just some things that could have been better, like the sound. I could not hear Carter's cymbals. I could not hear some of the times he hit his bass pedals to kick the bass drums. Couldn't hear it. And this show, to me, compared to the previous experiences I've had at Mansfield, was not up to there, but that's okay. This band took risks. I got a Sugar Will. I got a Seek Up. But I hope that when they get into the next show, they brush off this show. I know they were laughing it off and had a great time dancing and everything. Come back tonight in Hartford and then do the thing there. So let me know what you guys think, whether you agree or you disagree. I can have my opinions and facts, and maybe some people don't agree with them. That's fine. I like discussions. I'm open to hearing other perspectives. And even though it may seem like I'm here with a pen, this is good, this is bad, da-da-da-da, I love these shows. I've never been to a show that I've been mad I went to. Just, sometimes I'm confused about what they did. And I am so critical of the band and so passionate about the band because I love this band. And I look forward to going to more shows this year, Hartford, and then the Gorge. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy ConcertViz34. I'm out. Peace.